Welcome to Introduction to Anti-Harassment in Apprenticeship Programs. Some people think of harassment as something that happens to other people at other companies. Other people experience harassment firsthand on a regular basis. And still others are aware of situations that are making someone else uncomfortable, but are unsure what they can do about it. The truth is, harassment can happen to anyone, in any company, regardless of their position or whether they are male or female. But it is more likely to happen to people who have less power in the workplace or are perceived as being outside the norm of what has traditionally been expected there. Historically, women, minorities, and LGBT workers have been particularly likely to experience harassment in the workplace, but they are by no means the only targets. Harassment occurs when the actions of one or more people creates a situation where an individual worker or group of workers feels uncomfortable, belittled, offended, threatened, or intimidated in the workplace. When workplace harassment is because of someone's religion, sex, race, color, national origin, sexual orientation, disability, age, or genetic information, it may be unlawful. The same is true if someone is harassed because they filed an EEO complaint. Harassment may be unlawful when it is unwelcome and so frequent or severe that it creates a work environment that a reasonable person would consider intimidating, hostile, or abusive, or otherwise results in an adverse employment decision, such as the individual being fired or demoted. Such harassment, intimidation, or retaliation will not be permitted in our apprenticeship program at all. It's important to understand and recognize which situations could be considered unlawful harassment. The harasser can be a coworker, the person supervising an apprentice, the training director, or even a customer or vendor. Both men and women can be harassers or targets. Unlawful harassment may include offensive or crude language or behavior, bullying, intimidation, and discrimination. Some harassment situations involve obvious discriminatory behavior, for example, sexual comments, racial slurs, or physical aggression or verbal abuse directed only at individuals with disabilities. But unlawful harassment is not always easy to recognize. For example, one person may think she is just telling harmless jokes to a friend, while a bystander may find that joke offensive. Actions or language that might not offend one person might bother someone else. In some situations, people accused of harassment actually believe that their actions are welcome or funny. Regardless of whether one person intends to offend another, a behavior may be unlawful harassment if it is unwelcome and has the effect of offending a reasonable person. Any harassment can have a negative impact on individuals and the company, especially if it is unlawful. Harassment can affect an apprentice's ability to work effectively, or even the effectiveness of the whole team. Harassment can negatively impact individuals, our program culture, recruitment and retention of apprentices, our legal standing, and our reputation in the community. If you have experienced harassment, consider making it clear to the harasser that the behavior is unwelcome and against company policy, and may be against the law, if the harasser thought it was a joke or otherwise wasn't aware of how it was being received. However, if addressing the situation with the harasser directly proves to be ineffective, or if you are concerned about the impact of a direct confrontation on your safety or well-being, you should report it directly to your manager, human resources, or other appropriate organization resource. Doing so can prevent similar incidents from happening to someone else and may resolve the situation you are experiencing. Retaliation against any apprentice or employee who reports harassment or other kinds of discrimination, or participates in an investigation, may also be unlawful and will not be tolerated. The apprenticeship program has an obligation to investigate any harassment claims and take appropriate action to ensure that unlawful harassment does not continue. Some harassment situations may result in legal action or employee termination. If they are harassed because of their race, color, national origin, sex, religion, sexual orientation, age, or genetic information. Apprentices also have the right to file complaints with the agency with which the apprenticeship program is registered. Contact information for this agency is posted in our workplace. Every employee has the right to work in an environment that is free of harassment, intimidation, and retaliation. We all have a responsibility to contribute to an environment where all employees, including apprentices, regardless of their diverse races, ethnic and genetic backgrounds, genders, ages, disabilities, and sexual orientations, are valued and respected.